My go-go juice is a blue Gatorade, half drank, blue Red Bull up to the almost the top, vodka the rest of the way.
Yep.
I wish I could tell you what it does, but I never remember.
Ugh, that's so gross. Today, my go-go juice is this mini poppy.
Poppers.
hmm
Yeah.
I drink my poppers, actually. It's
What?
it works faster. Okay, I'm gonna introduce myself.
No, you're not. You're going to introduce the show and I'm going to introduce us.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to Bimbo Book Club.
I'm Bert and that's Chapel Roan. Sorry, that's Snapple Moan.
Do all drag queens look the same to you?
No, that's a Chapel look.
Okay,
Also,
what
that's
if it's
Katie.
okay? So I have been in drag since 2 p.m. today, and I am going to tell you why right now. I've been teasing this information.
Yeah, I've been like microdosing whatever's going on over there today.
So, hi, how are you? First, how are you?
Good. Why are you in drag?
Okay, so you know how I was complaining that I want to revamp Secretia because I don't feel connected to the name anymore?
Yes.
Okay, so I did. The T is, I really, really thought I was going to be like a famous drag queen. That was my ammo.
Yes.
And then I went to college and then COVID happened. And then I started attending drag shows more than I actually even thought about doing drag myself. So
Mm-hmm.
now, in my mid 20s,
Mid.
I am returning to the form. And I'm rebranding. I'm still keeping elements of Secretia. Like, okay, so
It's a
this,
good name. It's a good name. It's
it's a good
just,
name, but it
yeah.
just doesn't serve me anymore, I think. It was fun because, like, obviously I didn't have the language, but like when I say like Divine is like the inspo, she was definitely the inspo, and it's just like the trash, like the white trash. And I didn't really have any of that back then,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Secretia just felt right.
Yes.
So I am debuting new drag name.
I do love.
And she still has elements of Secretia. Like, I'm never gonna get rid of the iconic mole,
No.
but like, she needed a rebrand. But I will say, this is the first thing I ever bought, like for Secretia. Like, I ever
Uh-huh.
like
Is it a
physically
sweatsuit?
purchased.
Is
It
it
is
like a
a
crushed
Juicy
velvet sweatsuit?
Couture. I got it from the Juicy Couture outlet on the clearance aisle when I was literally 14 years old. So it fits me differently than it did. I'll insert a photo.
Sorry, you look great. That
But
just was
it was
funny.
like it was like ultimate Secretia vibe was this jeans,
Uh-huh.
a really high wedge and a fur vest. Like that was ultimate Secretia. That was who she was. And a crown, always a crown.
That.
Well, my debut will be happening. This is kind of, peek behind the velvet curtain a little bit.
The
The
velvet
velour curtain, if you
jumpsuit.
will. Um, so I am Appalachian, obviously. There's all these cookbooks back home that like churches make, and it's just like everyone's aunt and everyone's granny just
Hmm.
puts in their recipes. I have a cookbook that I have been wanting to make a cooking show out of for so long because I'm like, this will be so iconic because I feel like people who aren't from the mountains or the South in general probably don't understand this cookbook, but like my family has like at least 100 of them. And
What year are they from? Are they like Depression era?
no, they're recent.
Okay. Like
Anywhere
pre
from like
2008?
maybe some of them, but the one I'm doing right now is like
Hmm.
maybe 3 years old.
Oh. Work. I mean, I like that exists. I do think
It's
it's
like
funny.
family recipes,
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
family
I fuck with
recipes.
it.
And I just feel like Appalachian food is very interesting. Um, we have a lot of culture, but our food does just kind of pick and choose from a lot of different cultures.
Yeah.
Like we love a Mexican spaghetti. Like what the fuck is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. What is Mexican spaghetti?
You'll have to wait and see, I guess, if I make it. I wonder if it's in that cookbook.
Shit. She baited me. Oh, she hooked
Mhm.
and baited me. Oh, I'm tuned in.
Yeah, so anyway, I filmed that around 3 today, and I knew in my heart that I would not have time to sufficiently get this off before we recorded, and I
No, I
thought it
love
would
it.
just be better if I showed up in drag.
Please, always. I'm so thrilled. I'm so
Thank
happy right now.
you.
God
Thank
damn.
you.
Let's just book
So
club
yeah,
fucking Secretia.
she has so much lore. I mean, she had like I created full backstory lore for her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a thing that everyone in my hometown, even the people who don't fuck with drag queens,
Mm-hmm.
were so into it. Like everyone was friends with Secretia on Facebook. They would all ask
Cute.
me about her, and I was like, y'all know this is a drag queen. Like nowadays, you guys would
Yeah.
not do that shit, but
No.
everyone loved her. I was so
I
popular
love
for being
that.
Secretia back in the day.
I am realizing everything that you're saying about Eileen or about Secretia is true for Eileen, my daughter.
Hmm.
Um, she is more popular than me. I post a story of Eileen and she gets a million
A
more
million
likes.
likes. Yeah.
She had a bigger birthday party this year than I
Hmm.
will probably have. Like, and everyone knows her. Like, I met
Yeah.
someone the other day on the street who is a sophomore at the college I went to. I am 3 years out now. And
Yeah.
I said my name, and she goes, "You're Eileen's dad." And I was like, if we're getting into the lore, I'm her mom. But yes, like, tech, actually,
Let's be specific.
yeah,
I'm her mom.
I'm her mom. I had her at prom. She's inspired by have you seen the fucking Family Guy bit where the prom night dumpster baby?
No, I haven't seen any Family Guy.
It's so bad and it's so funny.
Mm,
Um, anyway,
mm.
that's where she came from. But
Well, anyway, cheers to that. Cheers to you. Cheers to Secretia. Cheers to
cheers to
cheers to Eileen. Cheers
cheers
to
to everyone.
Okay. It actually worked out so well that I
Yes.
didn't have time to de-drag because this is the perfect episode to do in drag.
Yes.
Today we're talking about Sordid Lives, the movie by Del Shores. What did you think? I want initial reactions.
Okay. Initial reactions. I am glad that the main focus here for me, Leslie Jordan, of course. I love him.
Of course.
I cried the entire time he was on screen. Anytime I saw his face, I was crying. So that like I was literally like the whole thing. It was kind of like a horror movie for me. Like I kept being like, when is Leslie Jordan gonna show up?
Yeah,
Where's
I
Leslie
know.
Jordan? Which I think he would have loved knowing that.
I think he would have too. I think he would
Yeah.
have been really proud about that.
But so that was kind of the main thing as I was holding out for it. He slayed.
Hmm.
I think his role would look different today, all those
Oh
disclaimers
yeah.
aside.
Oh yeah,
But I
obviously.
also think it benefits from the fact that it is in like a homophobic part of Texas. That
Absolutely.
like this is most likely a trans woman that we're looking at. And
Yes.
they have decided to not only misgender her, but also her name is Big Boy or
Brother boy.
Brother Boy. Like two,
Brother boy.
yeah,
Like you're a boy.
yeah,
Boy.
you're double boy,
Boy, boy, boy.
boy. But he does great with it. He seemed to get everything behind
Oh
it
yeah.
and play it really well. Everyone else was a hoot and a half. I realized like 7 of your bits come from this movie.
I was literally gonna ask you that. Like you've been around me and my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
So now you understand why all we do to each other whenever we say anything is go, okay.
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 Okay. Well, that and okay, so it was okay. It was homosexual.
He was playing homosexual.
And can you see my pussy now?
Do you see my pussy now?
Those
It's so good.
but
While I was watching it, I had the realization too that like all of my favorite movies aside, I do think this is my favorite movie of all time.
okay, work.
I think this is my number one. So, little backstory with me in this movie. I was pretty closeted gay kid in a small southern town.
Twice. I met you during Closet 2 Electric Boogaloo, babe.
Did.
Yeah, because you kept telling us, you kept being like, I had this whole phase where I thought I was a lesbian and I dated this girl and she was probably like my first love. Like, And then you're like, but it was a phase.
But I'm straight
I'm
now. But I'm straight
straight.
now.
When we were at our internship and you were in your closet era, and I remember like one time as a joke, I literally was like, "Oh, so like it was a phase for you," and you're like, "Yeah, exactly." Like you were like, "So you did not get that I was like calling you out." You were like, "Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly." Like it was a phase for me, and
Yeah,
so then
exactly.
I remember one time you like were on Tinder and there were guys, and you were like, "I think I like this one." Like it was just so clear that like you had no interest in what you were looking at.
Well,
It was a phase.
that's
The straight.
accurate. The straight
Anyway,
was a phase.
so you were
God damn it. So yeah, I was a little mostly closeted gay kid. I went to go stay the night at my best friend's house, who like her mom and my uncle are literally like my parents. Like they're like my mom and dad.
love them.
I actually genuinely thought they were married for the first 10 years of my life. So that was a shock when I learned they weren't. I went over, we're having a sleepover. My uncle and Melissa, they sit me down and they say, "We have to show you something. Like, we have to show you something." And my uncle was like, "If you're gonna be gay, you gotta watch this. Like, this is your gay card."
And how old were you?
I was probably 17.
Work.
It was like when I had first just been like, I think I might be gay, and then I told my uncle. It was very sweet. But then we sit down and watch this movie, and the part where all the naked men come out,
Oh, uh-huh. I like that part.
I was acting like that mom who was watching it. I literally was like, and my uncle looked over at me and he said, "Oh, I think you actually are gay."
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you. It was so funny. I remember that so vividly. I was like, yeah, I think so.
God damn. That's so good. I love that.
So that was my first time watching it. I was living my best life. I like told everyone who I knew that was gay about it. I was like, "You have to watch this to get your gay card." My uncle told me so. And
Said
he's
so.
been gay for a long time, so he would know.
He's been around the block.
He's been around the block. And then I think just the component of it being a Southern story too, which is obviously my upbringing. And I don't know, it was just like this beautiful conglomeration of I was laughing my ass off, obviously, but I
Yes.
also just like felt so good and so seen because while it's obviously outrageous, it is so beautiful and like
Mhm.
heartfelt.
I really enjoyed the realness of it. I loved. I'm jumping right to the end, but at the end where he comes home and tries to come out to his mom at the funeral, and
Yes.
her reaction is literally like, "I have too much going on," and
Uh-huh.
I love because
Gorgeous.
honestly, I kind of took her side after she said that. I kind of was like, "Bro, you've been in the closet for what, 25 years? Give
Yeah.
it until the day after your grandma's funeral." You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Anyway, like I love those bits of it
Yeah.
where she just
Yeah.
literally was like, "I don't have time to deal with this right now. Like I'm
Right.
trying to bury my mother." And shit like that. Love. I did text our friend Mandy about this movie
Yes.
because I was just so curious, right? I was like,
Mm-hmm.
because I kept thinking about her while I was watching
Mm-hmm.
it because she's from Knoxville, Tennessee. She grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee. Um, is not queer herself, but is a fierce fucking ally. Like
Fierce ally. We love
she is a
her.
better gay man than
Ally.
I will ever be. So I texted her about this because I just was like, I kept thinking about it. I was like, I have to tell her to watch this. And I was like, there's a 100% chance that she has told me to watch this before. Like,
Definitely.
there's no way she hasn't fucking seen this movie. So I texted her and just like made me think of you, blah, blah, blah. She said that she made it mandatory viewing for all of the new members at her church when she was at a church in Atlanta.
That's
Um,
incredible.
she said one time they held a Rocky Horror-esque screening for it at someone's house, and everyone had to come in costumes and props.
I should do that for my birthday.
Please.
I'm so glad she's seen it. That makes
Yes.
me so happy. I knew she would have,
I know.
but
Well, she's also the one who was like, "You haven't seen the Birdcage." Like she's put me on to fucking every, like when I say she's a better gay man than I'll ever be.
yeah.
She told me, like, she was like, the first Hairspray wasn't a musical, or she's like,
Yep.
"This is divine. Like, strap
Mm-hmm.
in, sit down." Like all of that education for me happened in like 2018 when I was 17
Yep.
is when I got my queer education from her. And it was
Mm-hmm.
the best. I fucking loved it.
Yeah. It's honestly great. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, there's so many things I would change about growing up as a closeted gay person if I could.
Hmm.
However, and I think we both had this unique experience of when we're, 17, 18, we had someone just like hold our hand and say, like, this is the world.
We had someone like walk us into the real world. And I think that's
Yes.
like the best time for them to show up. Like if I had to choose between having an ally in my hometown, I did have allies, but like an ally like that in my
Hmm.
hometown or an ally like that as I'm like entering the real
Yeah.
world 100%.
100%. It's
Because
great.
that's how it's actually going to
So
matter.
great. Yeah.
Um, and oh my God, dude, like I'm sure you did this with Uncle Mark too, but like I fucked up in front of her time and time again, just trying to get shit
Hmm.
right. And it was so nice to just
Same.
have like that thing of, that non-judgment stuff. And
Yeah.
all of it ties back to fucking Sordid Lives. Like it comes back to
Yes.
that, like this love that like cuts through everything.
I just love this movie so much.
It's so sweet.
That's why I didn't even like prepare any way forward or path forward. I
Yeah.
just wanted us to like fucking talk about it. Like it's so fucking funny, but it is so
Yeah.
fucking powerful. I sob every
Yeah.
time I watch it. I obviously was sobbing for Leslie Jordan this time.
Oh
This
my God.
was my first time putting it on since he passed.
Oh my God.
And I was really scared. So I kind of like just didn't even think like I tried just not to think about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to like remove that from and Olivia Newton-John.
Oh my God. Okay.
We lost two baddies
In the same year.
in the same year. Yeah.
So I called my dad because, well, this is actually one of the few notes I have is fuck you, Caitlin. I just had to call my dad crying to talk about Leslie Jordan. Um,
Hmm.
because I just was like so overcome with his spirit. But
Yeah.
my dad, his like childhood crush, he's so fine with me saying this, is Olivia Newton-John. He called her Olivia Neutron Bomb. Like he has the he like he has this whole story about, oh God, I forget the logistics of it, but about how he like finessed his way into like seeing Xanadu without
Yeah.
like making it seem like he was going to see like a musical, like a
Hmm.
gay fucking movie, just so he could
Hmm.
go see Olivia Newton-John. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think so. I called to talk about that, and then that's when I found out she died. I didn't know she was dead.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know she'd passed, and so
Yeah.
we talked about that, and we both just kind of like reminisced.
That's really sweet. See, it
I
brings
know.
people
I
together.
know. And he was like, will you text me the name of that movie so I can watch it? And I was like, yeah. Cause I told him, I was like, yeah, she kind of just sings. Like she has these little, songs that,
Hmm.
you cut to
Bitsy.
throughout it. Bitsy. And he was like, oh my God, I thought she only sang in Grease and in Xanadu. Will you send me the name? Like he's like so excited to watch this movie. And it
Yeah.
was so sweet.
Oh, my heart. Oh my God.
I know I got wrecked,
Yeah.
emotionally speaking.
Yes.
There is a Sordid Lives TV series that
Yes. And
the
I
night
haven't seen it.
No, and I'm about to tell you the one thing I saw that fucking broke me. I watched like the first 15 minutes because after I watched the movie, I was like, shit, were we supposed to watch the show? So I started watching the show and then I found out we weren't going to. But the TV series is a prequel and it starts the day that Tammy Wynette dies. And so you get to see Leslie Jordan scream and cry about, I didn't know this person, but she meant so much to me.
No, 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 no,
I
no,
can't
no,
imagine
no.
being in a world. He's like crashing out and like sobbing about this role model that he lost.
Yeah.
And it's in like the first like 5 minutes. And I was
I can't do that.
sobbing. I was sobbing because
Already
everything he
sobbing
was
right
saying
now.
was what, like last time when we recorded and you told me you wanted to do this and you were like, heads up, Leslie Jordan's in it. I started just like kind of vaguely talking about how I feel about him.
Hmm.
And that is the exact same fucking shit
Oh yeah.
that he says in
Yes. That's
in
how
the
I
TV
felt.
show in the
Oh.
first episode. Oh my God. And for anyone who doesn't know, if we haven't put a picture of Leslie Jordan in now, he is the short little gay guy with the Southern accent. He's most known for
Yes.
like his COVID era TikToks where he was like, whale shit.
Mm-hmm.
What are y'all doing?
Screwing. I love him so much. Like there's nothing intelligent I can say about him. I just love him. He was the right person to be famous. I was wrecked. Like I was heartbroken because he has been working his whole life to be successful. And I think he was wildly successful. And
But
then
he was
he got
on his way up.
majorly successful.
He was on his way up.
And Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I
he's
can't.
just such a beautiful person.
I know. So like maybe like a year after he passed, I think I was with a friend and we were watching Trixie Motel, and he comes
Oh,
on,
yes.
and his bit in Trixie Motel is so funny. He's a dummy for a bunch of hot lifeguards to rescue. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's just a bunch of young rip guys jumping in the pool to save him.
Yep.
He's wearing like floaties and he's like supposed to act like in distress. It is so fucking funny. And I was sobbing so hard I hyperventilated. Like I had
Yeah.
to remove because I was I yeah, we could talk about Leslie Jordan for
Yeah.
6 seasons in a movie. Like it oh, I love him.
I
Oprah.
love him so much. I know. I don't want to just talk about him the whole time, but I could.
I could. Did you ever watch him on Will and Grace? Because that was so funny. It was just
I
him and
did.
it was him and
The
Megan
kind of.
Mullally like just trying to read each other for filth, and it was
Yeah.
so good.
I like vaguely watched it. I haven't really
Yeah,
watched much of Will and Grace, but I did watch a little
yeah.
bit.
Recent events have ruined it for me because
Yeah.
Grace is kind of a cunt. But um,
That's one thing to call her.
I have been so
Yeah.
recently. I'm
Hmm.
not going to give any specifics because it's someone else's story and not
Hmm.
mine.
Hmm.
Someone very involved in the church that I grew up in has made some very bold claims about it, and I feel very vindicated.
Hmm.
And them, and so this, like, on top of like all of like the religious reflection, and I
Hmm.
didn't grow up in the South. I grew up in like a cosplay of the South. Like I grew up,
Right.
yeah, like it was a different kind of South.
Hmm.
And it also was like 30 minutes from a ski resort. So it was really a weird balance. And just like seeing this, I was like, shit, there's so much that I relate to there. And like who's the one in the cunty tops all the time?
Oh, Lavonda, I think.
Lavonda.
I
I
think.
love her being like a secret ally. Obsessed
I
with
also
her.
was like, wait, this is perfect for that because I feel like I'm kind of doing a Lavonda cosplay.
I love it. You have to. If you watch the Sordid Lives series, she wears a top in the first episode that is the cuntiest thing I've ever
Oh,
seen.
I
I
love
would,
her. She's my
yeah.
fave.
I think Sissy, right? That's the
Sissy. Oh my
I
God.
love
I
her.
can't pick a favorite.
No, that's not true. I do have a favorite, and I can give my reason.
Yeah.
I'm a Juanita girly. I was fucking
Oh, bitch.
obsessed with Juanita.
That one too. Take off that one too.
Getting good.
I literally wrote down, wait, where the fuck are my notes? Okay, so I literally wrote down, if I'm not careful, I will end up Juanita.
I was okay. Oh my god. Okay, my favorite bar in the world. I would take it with me if I ever move. When I move out of this town. God damn. I wish I could pick up this bar and take it with me. And there was a girl who every night is sitting in the same bar stool closest to the pool tables.
Amen.
It is a dive bar, and I love it. And she sits on the corner in the tightest dress you've ever seen, and just like kind of says things to guys
Oh,
playing
yeah.
pool. And if they don't acknowledge it, she just kind of like rotates a few degrees and
Yeah.
says it to a different pool table. It's my favorite fucking thing in the movie. For those who maybe didn't watch or haven't watched in a minute, Juanita's whole bit is there like she's trying to pick up people in this bar, and no one gives a fuck if she is there or not.
No one gives a shit. They
She
do
is
not want her there.
no, she is yelling shit. Like she's like saying the most out of pocket shit. And they
Her whole rant about Bowinkles.
Bowinkles, Bullweevils,
Oh,
I've never seen them in a lentil and bean chicken. I've seen them in flour. I've seen them in sugar. I never seen them in a lentil chicken. She killed me. And then later, these bitches hold up a bar
Yeah.
with guns, and then they're like, let's go rob a liquor store. And they run out the door. And like 5 seconds later, Juanita's like, wait, I'll drive. And goes like, right. I think she just wants to be included.
She
I
just
think,
wants to be included. She wants some girlfriends. I think
Yeah.
in my mind, I don't know, where she goes from there, but in my mind, she ends up being super good gal pals with them and they are
Yes.
like a happily ever after situation.
yes.
She's trying to hang around the boys too much. She needs
Yes.
to go where the girls are. She needs to be with the girls.
She needs to learn to get validation from her girlies. Like she needs like a
Yes.
group of girls who just will be like, why do you yell things at people who don't listen to you? You know?
Exactly.
I'm so happy because we have the gays. Hi, I'm here at a gay guys party and I'm so happy about it that they're my friends. I think there are a couple of lesbians here too, which is even better. Well, not for me, but for them.
Okay, this was actually a very good segue because you were saying that watching this, you were seeing a lot of similarities, a lot of
Yes.
correlations to, your own situation, even though it wasn't Southern. And one of the main things I wanted to talk about with you is I wanted to see, because I have never watched this movie with a person or talked about this movie with a person who was not from the South. I've only
Oh,
showed
okay,
it to people
work.
from the South. I've only seen it with people from the South. I have never interacted with anyone about this movie
Okay.
with someone not from the South. So I kind of just want to get your vibe on that. And I want,
Yes.
like, it seems like you connected easy, no problem. I
Hmm.
was worried that there was going to be a slight disconnect because I do think that it is a very specific humor, but at the same time, it can be very relatable if you make it. I don't know, just was there anything you were very confused about, I guess is what I'm asking? Or just like, were you like, I don't get that?
I don't think so. I think I was kind of up
Okay, good.
on it.
I was just so curious.
Yeah, I think also like I mean, I grew up in farm country. I think that's
Yeah.
what I should say. Like I wasn't the South, but I was like farm country. There was a
Yeah.
double-decker tractor, so it was like 2 stories tall basically, and the bottom panel was a Confederate flag and the top panel was a Trump flag. That's like a pretty good vibe. So I still got a lot of that, and there were a lot
Yeah.
of people from the South.
Yeah.
Um so I got a lot of that. I just wish that like I could fucking see the play because so much of the movie
Me
reads like a
too.
play.
And that I was gonna ask if you noticed that. I was like, obviously, it's so obvious to me, but I have seen it like literally
Yeah.
50 million times. Um, but it so reads like a play, and they really didn't, I don't think they adapted it much. I think it is pretty
No.
much the same script, which
You.
I think is really cool. Some
Mhm.
people might complain about that and say that it feels too monologue-y. It feels too like theatrical, but I think that's the charm of it. I think it translates so well to
Yeah.
film.
Rarely do I watch like a play or musical adaptation where I can envision what it looks like on the stage. But like
Yes.
specifically when they're having the conversation in the bar and then the two bitches come in and start holding it up,
Yep.
you can envision exactly how that plays out on the stage. She yells it from off stage first, and then they're running on, and there's kind of a little bit of a pause because, like,
You're
in
just
theater, you
writing
just
the
kind of wait
stage
for things.
direction.
Yes. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes. Yes. No,
yeah.
totally. I feel the same
And
way.
the way I think where people would have beef with it, like the people that I know that aren't like recovering theater kids, would get maybe a little caught up is like
Hmm.
how quickly it moves from like snap rapid fire comedy into the monologues, into the deep
Yes.
part. Like there's always like a front and a back to each scene, and like the front is like fun and snappy and lighthearted, and then someone gets a monologue and it's long. And
Yes.
I think that feels very theatery, but I really, really love that.
I do
So
too.
I was so fucking on board with the whole thing. Olivia Neutron Bomb killed it. I loved her.
And her hair is so fucking fierce.
Her hair is so fierce,
I
and
kind of want it.
I loved her at the funeral where she knows that
Hmm.
Latrell
Yeah.
is lying, talking out of her goddamn asshole.
Yep.
And she goes up there and she's like, well, I didn't know any of it. Brain tumor. Wow. Like, and it's so clear she's not gonna like sink anyone's ship, but she's like so in the loop and she doesn't really matter that much. And I love that she's like shows up at the funeral and it's like everyone is lying right now and then
Hmm.
like kind of leaves. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. I think something, that scene in particular at the funeral,
Mhm.
when she is concocting a lie about her mom and her
So fucking funny.
whereabouts to try and kind of soothe the reason, maybe perhaps why the things that happen. At least to me, that is so uniquely Southern in its avoidance. I think the
Mhm.
main thing that I get out of this movie every time I watch it is that avoidance is a Southern trait.
That did feel like unrealistic to me. Like that felt like something for a movie. So it's interesting that that feels natural to you because I was like to me, it was giving like in Barb and Star when she's like, I went to a turtle's house,
No,
like
that is
shit like
how
that. But no, that
everyone acts.
okay.
Those are the fucking cycles I'm trying to fucking break.
Yeah.
And so, and it's the same way with just so many people that I grew up around.
Mhm.
That is how they act.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think it's necessarily a just general Christian thing. I think it is a specific
Mhm.
Southern Christian small town. Everyone knows me, everyone knows
Yeah.
everyone. I have to cover my tracks. But anyway, I just think
Yeah.
that that
Yeah. Yeah.
and not only the avoidance with the reason why her mom died, but also the avoidance with her son. And I think that
Hmm.
that is also
That,
very uniquely Southern.
yes. My dad is, and we both will say this, out of left field, one of the most important people to me in my life. There was a period where I never thought I would talk to my parents again, right? But he did the work to be an ally. I'm very lucky because I think that's a point where a lot of people are lose their parents, right? In these situations, is you can only take them so far. They will have to do work at some point. You cannot chug them along every step of the way. At some point, they will have to want to do work.
Yep.
And I am so lucky that I have parents who both wanted to do the work. He was like, I had a very specific idea of what my family would look like, and you two fucking freaks over here. That's not what he said, but that's how I'll describe my sister and I. Like, really messed that up. And that's so fair. We're both weird fucking kids. If you're like comparing us to like the, like student council president sister and like
Hmm.
quarterback brother, get fucked. You're not getting that
Yeah.
in the Hickson family. Anyway, he's been really open about that. Like, yeah, there are a million times where I wish I could have brought it up to you, or I should have brought it up to you, or I should have been more whatever, but I didn't want you to be. And
Yeah.
so until it was staring me in the face and I could not
Hmm.
avoid it, I just avoided it. And I
Yeah.
think that's really real too. And it also is something that is easy to avoid because you're going to have to avoid part of it if you're not the one coming out, right? Like to a
Hmm.
certain point, you're not going to be the one to bring it up
Yeah.
out of respect, out of fear, out of whatever. Typically, you're not bringing it up, but you know what I mean. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that really was covered well because
Hmm.
I, growing up, I never doubted my parents' love for me, but there were very frustrating moments. And so I
Yeah.
think this movie does a really good job of capturing like how the love pushes through all of that bullshit and all of the
Hmm.
chaos, you
Yeah.
know?
And I think that like that's what's so beautiful to me is the moment when she breaks down that avoidance because
Yeah. And
like
she just snaps.
she
I
just
love it.
snaps.
I love the snap.
I think it's great because I would rather someone say, "Yes, I fucking know," like than to
Yeah.
continue to avoid it. Like
That's what
continuing
my
to avoid
sister
it
said to me
doesn't
when
do
I came out.
anything.
That's what we
I
both
know.
said to the other person when we came out. I called her. I was 14, sobbing, had
Hmm.
not gone well on the first go around. And I
Yeah.
call her and I'm like, hey, Amy, I'm gay. And she goes, I know. What else is up? Like, we're good. And then she
Yep,
calls
we're good.
me and she's like, hi, I'm dating a girl. And I was like, I know.
Yeah, okay.
We
We
know.
know.
Welcome. But
Welcome to the
I
party.
love the other side of that where she's like, I know, I don't have time for this right
Yeah, I don't
now.
have time for this right now. Like, I fucking know. But I think that that is what is so powerful to me and what's so fucking smart. Like, this movie on the surface is just like, whatever. It's like a black comedy. It's fun. It's like, blah,
Oh
blah,
my
blah.
God, no.
Every single thing that Del Shores puts in this script is so intentional. And I think that that is my, like, I have so many favorite moments. Obviously, I'm like crashing out
Yes,
right now about
yes,
this.
yes, yes, yes.
But like, I think that's the most beautiful moment to me because just as someone who has seen a lot of avoidance growing
Mm-hmm.
up, I can't personally imagine some people in my life and my friends' lives snapping out of that avoidance. I don't
Right.
ever see it happening. And I think that that is why by the end, you are sort of, I won't say completely, but sort of like rooting for her is because
Yes.
she at least broke that avoidance.
Yes. And
Like she at
yeah,
least did that.
yes. I have these are two like really important thoughts
Yeah.
to me, which is one is I would rather have a fucking answer. Like
Hmm.
avoidance is holding the other person in that gray area.
Holding you
Avoid
hostage.
Right. It's not like give me a yes or a no because either of those is better than this fucking limbo where I have to pretend like everything's okay when I know that you know that I know that you know that it's not. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like I like how I'm explaining this to you. I'm fucking yelling it at the viewers. And the other thing, and I think this is really beautiful, and this I could walk you through exactly when this was. This was late February 2018, before you got to the production company. I was with Mandy, um, and my parents had just come out to visit for like the first time. I'd been living in LA for like 2 months, And they had talked to her and they had said, like, thank you, you know, like, we're coming around. He's not caught on to that yet, but we are like on our way around. We cannot thank you enough for everything you've done for our son or something. So she comes in after they leave and she's talking to me. And she said, think about how long it took you to come to terms with your sexuality. Other people are entitled to that time too. That doesn't mean they get to be a dick. That doesn't mean they don't have to apologize for shit they did when
And in an
they
ideal
were
world,
coming around.
no one
But
would have it. No one would have that period
Right.
of time because they would just understand there's nothing
Right.
weird about it. But situationally speaking,
mhm. In my queerness, I don't hold that against myself. Like, I don't hold that time where I
No.
was in denial, where I was like, I just like the Target men's underwear aisle. Like, she was basically saying, like, if they're showing that they've done the work, don't hold that shit against them because you don't hold that
Right.
shit against yourself. And so that's kind of where I saw it going, right? Was like okay, we have taken the first step. Like, she's on her way. So there's so much here that resonated. And that's why, I don't know. I haven't seen any gay movies that have come out recently. I haven't seen Love, Simon. I haven't seen Call Me by Your Name. I haven't seen Saltburn. Like, I don't know if Saltburn's actually gay or just homoerotic.
No, it's
but
not.
Okay. Anyway, I haven't seen like many gay movies. I didn't see like fucking Bros when it came out. I haven't seen Nice Indian Boy that's in theaters now. Regardless, I'm not interested in those because it doesn't seem like a very grounded story. It seems like a very like broad, you know, wouldn't it be like a fantasy, you know, like even if it's not set in fantasy world, like it's like that's an ideal person's, you know, experience, or it's like kind of idealized. This was really like real, and I like it showed that like the world doesn't stop when something bad happens to you. When you come out, when a relationship ends, when someone dies, the hardest shit about that is that the world doesn't stop.
The world
like
does not
you
stop.
got to keep doing everything else. And I thought that this captured like the perpetual like shitstorm that you are in.
Yes.
Just people keep coming to the house. You keep running into people other places. People keep being dumb.
You don't have
and
time
making shit
to
worse.
even process one thing before the next thing's.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many layers.
Mm-hmm.
So many layers to this movie. Oh my God. I need to talk to you about the reveal of, of the grandmother mother character.
Oh, wait, can I read you my notes? So again, I have maybe a half page of notes here.
Yeah,
and
I
this
didn't
is
take
like
very many.
half of this is me saying, fuck you. I just had to call my dad crying. And the other things are just quotes that I knew from you that you had said before, making sure you got them from this movie. Okay, so I just have, that is one fugly corpse, OML.
I love throughout the movie the way she's talked about you are imagining like a much younger, hotter.
Maybe it was because I watched the show
Desirable.
beforehand. Like I was picturing Blanche from Gilmore Girls like as
Yeah.
their mom. So I was kind of in the loop on how old she was, but I love that she is like, and especially this is before they did the series. So like she's older than fucking, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm just calling her Blanche. But it's like she's older than her. She's giving like what's her name? Myrtle from Superstore. Superstore. Like she's giving Myrtle from Superstore.
I just love that like hard cut to her in the coffin, and you're like, this is the bitch you were going on about.
This is, by the way, just if you didn't watch this show, this bitch died because she was having an affair with her like 35-year-old neighbor, 40-year-old neighbor,
40 maybe.
And he had lost both of his legs, I think, in Vietnam. And so they had coitus, and he had propped up his legs in the room and gone to bed. And she got up to go to the bathroom and tripped over the legs and hit her head on the sink so hard she internally hemorrhaged and died. And so that is like also what is going on that like is adding to the stress of this bullshit that is also going on.
Yes. And that is what I meant by, you know, they are really trying to rewrite the story because it's like
she had
this
brain
good Christian
tumor.
family. Like, no way. Like she had to have been sick. She had like something had to be wrong with her to make her do that. Also, the fact that the dead grandmother, mother, her daughter, and the next door neighbor are best friends.
Love
that adds another level of chaos to the movie.
Yes.
It's because one of them, the neighbor,
and their houses, that one of them lives in like a trailer in the other person's backyard.
Yes, and I just love so Delta Burke plays the neighbor, the wife of the
Yes.
guy who cheated with the dead woman. Um, and I love that moment when they're like, "Well, she's afraid. She's afraid your friendship will be affected." I'm like,
I love it. I love it.
she's like reassuring her. She's like, "Well, she done kicked GW out this morning."
I
And
love it.
I'm like, guys, it is not her fault that her mom slept with her husband. Like, no, like,
Yeah.
or vice versa. Like,
I do love that that wasn't a bit. That like they then went and like held up a bar together. Like they
yeah,
were just like, let's instead of being like mad at anyone, they were just like, let's go crash out
let's go
together.
crash out together.
Let's take my aunt's
And
Valium and go rob a fucking bar.
and when I can't even, this movie is so good. When
Oh,
they're in the bar holding up the bar and she is telling JW they have to like dress them up like women and take photos of them.
yes.
If you haven't seen it, you got to watch. You guys know the drill. You have to watch the thing before you watch this.
Yeah.
Um,
It's on Netflix.
it's on Netflix.
Ask
But
Bob Netflix for
she
it.
basically like calls. She's like, "That tramp you slept with, you cheated on me with," and she's like, "Hey,
Hey,
that's my mama."
I loved that. I love that. The whole bar thing was so goddamn funny.
Uh-huh.
Um, I love that whole bit. Also, around the same time, that's when shit really starts crashing out. I
Yeah.
love when it cuts to Sissy in the gas station and the cashier just go 3902,
3902.
3902,
3902. And then
3902
she
because she's buying cigarettes and she's trying to quit smoking the first half of the movie. She has like the rubber band. Oh, I also love when she's like sitting there on the phone with whoever and she's like, well, yeah, this guy went and he's paid $2,000 for this anti-smoking treatment and all they gave him was a rubber band and they said this will definitely work. You put this on and you snap it every and she goes on this whole long thing about it and she goes, anyway, I don't feel like this is working at all.
That's another one of my things I quote all the time is shit.
I love it.
I wrote down a few quotes.
Please.
Honestly, I started writing notes and then I was like, I simply can't. I have to watch
Yeah.
and then we have to just
It
like
has to be witnessed.
literally crash out.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of my favorite quotes in the first half, at least. I didn't write anything down for the last half.
It's okay.
Get off the cross. We need the wood.
I love that. Oh, I love that.
Get off the cross, GW. We need the wood. Oh, and Juanita's. Do you all think I'm pretty?
Crickets.
And I think this one was Sissy, but I don't remember when she went, Lord, that was an awful death. And then this one was definitely Sissy. When they are talking about the woman who works at like the gas station and how fat she is, they're like, how do you let yourself get that big? And they're like, she can't even stand at the cash register no more. And then she's like, well, she never checks the date on my coupons. She's my best friend.
That's giving the fucking thing I put on my story today, where I was like, one time I took a picture with a lady in a bar, and 2 weeks later, I went up to talk to her, and she said, I don't know who you are. Get away from me. And I haven't seen her since, and she's one of the greatest women I've ever met in my life. Hope you're well,
So
Catherine.
good.
Catherine.
So
Christine.
good.
Hope you're well, Christine.
Oh my
It was
God.
so funny.
Oh, another one was oh God, Lavonda Latrell. Oh, I can't remember it, but the homophobic mom.
Latrell.
Latrell, that's her name. I get their names all mixed up. If you're gonna play a homosexual, don't waste it on the theater. She's like, you should win an Academy Award.
like someone in something, or Tom Hanks in that other gay thing, or whatever.
She goes, which I didn't like very much.
I love it. What also took me out was when these goddamn names. Lavonda.
I know. It's
Lavonda
so
in
hard.
her art.
Here, I'm gonna get it straight once and for all. You keep talking.
Yeah, Lavonda is talking about how she snuck behind her sister's back to go see her nephew's show where he's naked.
Yes.
And before that, fucking Latrell is something arpeggio, whatever. She's like some music name or whatever. And then Lavonda stands up later in the movie, like so pissed, and she just goes, I went to see Staccato. That shit took me the hell out. That was
what was it
so
that
funny.
Sissy said when she is she's like arpeggio when she's doing them and then
Crescendo?
Crescendo.
I think she might have said crescendo.
Crescendo. Sordid Lives movie cast. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna get this straight once and for all.
Great.
Okay, the mom of the gay boy is
Yes.
Latrell. We know Sissy, obviously. No,
Yes.
Lita is Delta Burke's character.
Yes, the wife of the cheater.
Lavonda is Miss Thing.
Miss Thing.
Miss Thing.
This is Ruffles. This is not tits. This is Ruffles and tits. But
And
I
tits.
meant it as Ruffles. But she also
But she's got tits too. I think that's it, right? That's the ones we were gonna get.
important. Leslie Jordan is brother
Brother
boy.
boy.
I think that's
Olivia
everyone that-
Newton-John's Bitsy.
Yes.
Bo Bridges is GW.
Yeah.
And then also Wardell.
Wardell hit my heart. I can't lie.
Wardell hit the heart. Can we talk about
Shoot her in the
Wardell?
head, Wardell.
Shoot her, Wardell. Shoot her in the head.
Can we talk about Wardell? Can we start with when they are holding up the bar? He's so into it because of the pent up guilt he has, because apparently he was sort of the one who sent Brother Boy away, because they don't really go into like specific details, but I'm assuming he was like, get away from me.
Okay.
You're gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is in a surprising twist on a podcast with a homo. I'm going to talk about homoerotic friendships.
We know him and we love him.
We know him. We love him. We've been there.
We've done that.
Hi. You can bleep those names.
Hi. Hi, everyone. We hope you're well.
Hello. Anyway, homoerotic friendships are so fun. They're so great because it's all in your head and you get to create your own ending. It also sucks because it is not real and you want it to be real so bad. And the worst thing about it is it's not even a crush because it's reciprocated just enough to keep you hanging on. Just enough to keep you hanging on. And that'll drive you crazy. And that is what resonated with me most like throughout this movie is Wardell and Brother Boy.
Yeah. He's been away for a long time.
Like 20 years?
Like 20 years. So that's a lot of guilt to have, obviously.
The rescue scene is so cute, though.
The way he's so into everything that the women are making them do because of the guilt he feels. And he's like, no, we have to do this. And then he breaks down. Is like, what can I do? And then he goes to save him. And I think it's so beautiful because it's like, he might not actually be gay or be, want to be with Brother Boy, but
he
Brother
may
Boy
not be
got
interested
to have that
in a
moment.
relationship with
He's
him.
not interested in that, but he has a lot of love for him because he feels so bad about what he did to him, and he has like grown and changed since then. And all the while, he gets to sort of help himself, I guess. But I think he really wants to help Brother Boy. I don't think it's like self-motivated. I think he really wants to help Brother Boy.
No.
And then Brother Boy gets that moment of the knight in shining armor. He's never had an experience because let's remember he sent away 20 years ago because of, people are realizing he's gay and he's been locked up. He's never had romance. He's never had any of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how old he's supposed to be in the movie, but I would assume like 50s.
Yeah, I would say 50s is safe.
He gets to have his like knight in shining armor moment. And it's like, he's not only just saving him, like he is so protective over him and so like, he's literally his knight in shining armor. It's so sweet.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking. And
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I think that was the thing that hit me because I knew that I was gonna be like, oh, gay people, family acceptance, that's hard. That one hit really hard. Luckily, I didn't have to confront it. Okay, when you were watching this, I wasn't watching out of the corner of my eye, but I was like looking at something else, and out of the corner of my eye, I was like, when did I put the Barbie movie on? Because Leslie Jordan is pushing open these double doors and running in this big blonde wig and this pink jumpsuit. And it looks like the scene in Barbie when she's being chased through those Pac-Man offices by the people and she's running. That's iconic. It was like 3 seconds where I was like, when the fuck did I put on Barbie?
That's like, so funny.
And so luckily that made me laugh really fucking hard. And I didn't have to deal with any of the emotions that
Brother
Boy fallout.
Yeah.
Also, brother boy, okay. He is so cunty at the funeral. Why
I
did
was
they give
about
him the
to.
ugliest wig in the
Okay,
land?
but it works.
Not when he first enters. Once
I
it
know
kind of
I like
settles
trash
throughout the
drag, but
scene,
it works for me.
once it kind of settles, then it's like a good kind of trashy. But the thing is, how the fuck is his wig outside of the hospital better than his wig when he is out of the hospital? Because I thought he had fucking pigtails, but no, that shit is just spaced so
It's
poorly.
spaced really wide.
Yeah. So that I was pissed because I was like, Brother Boy's about to devour all these bitches.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love that he walks up to his mom's casket, goes, bet you didn't think you'd see me here. And then walks out of the church and the movie fucking ends. Because guess what? Sometimes your parents won't do the work. And that's
Mm-hmm.
not your fault. That is an indicator that they are not people you want in your life. Give
Exactly.
it time. But when your mom's that old and you're that old and you've been in a facility for 20 years, the answer is pretty clear.
The
And you
answer
can
is
kind of
clear.
move past that, right? And it's never, it doesn't need to be a
I
full 20 years. You'll get the vibe.
love, I love that moment. I
I
cannot
love it.
express because I am sitting there when like in the movie, you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I'm almost on Latrell.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I'm almost on Latrell's side.
Yes.
And then you're like, but like fuck people who don't accept their kids. Fuck, fuck,
Uh-huh.
fuck, 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 blah, 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 blah. And then that moment happens and it is like, ugh,
It's so good. It is
it's
so
orgasmic.
good.
Because that's true. You're gonna have one of two situations, and if
Mhm.
it's the latter, if they're never gonna come around and you know that, fuck them.
You got to walk
Literally
away from
fuck
this.
them.
You got to walk away from the shit that doesn't serve you.
Exactly. And I
And
love
it
that.
sucks and it's so hard. And he's
Yeah.
reconnected with his family for the first time in 20 years. And
Yes.
he's going to walk out of he's going to walk out of his mom's
Yes.
funeral.
Oh my God. We could just keep doing this all day. Like
I
it's
could.
endless and I'm sure we'll come back to different things when we eventually do the TV show
I
and
know.
everything. But I just think it's a perfect movie. And I think that it just wraps up like a bow so nicely
I agree.
with his words to his mother.
And it
And
feels like it should
that's
end
so
open ended,
powerful.
but it doesn't. Like the way
Yeah.
that it is, like I feel like maybe people who aren't like in the know, who aren't like,
Yeah.
would be like, well, what happens next? We know what happens. Like, we're good. We're on
Yeah.
the same page. There's a
He lives
sequel.
his
There's the
life.
wedding. Yeah, he lives his life.
He lives his life.
Unfortunately,
And
probably not with Wardell as he has imagined, but I
no,
reckon he will find his
but he's
person.
gonna
I
live
hope
his
not with
life.
Wardell.
He's gonna live his life, and his life is probably significantly better now that his mother is not there. Let's say that.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean when I say like
Yeah.
pick your family. You will always choose your family. And if your family of birth happens to be in that family, that fucking rocks. That is great. You are under no inclination to let anyone into your family that you don't want to. Hey, by the way, having the same blood doesn't mean fucking shit. Do you know what does
No.
matter? It matters that you show up. It
Yeah.
matters that you are present. It matters that you support even when you don't agree. It matters that you love even when you're pissed. It matters that you hear. It matters that you respect. If they
Hmm.
have accepted respect, like if they expect you to respect them and they've never done anything to earn your respect, red flag out of the gate.
Hmm.
Let's keep moving. Your family should earn your respect. You should earn your family's respect. Like this whole, I love that like they were each other's like chosen family. They were family of birth
Yeah.
that wound up in family of choice. And it's still fucking messy and it's still dysfunctional. And
Yeah.
that's fine. Family's going to be dysfunctional. But like, that's what it was to me. And I've said this before on the podcast. I love like a found family trope. Like I
Yes, you
will
do.
go ham for a found family trope. Like when Criminal Minds starts being like, we're a family. Hey, it gets me, sue
Yeah.
me.
No, I
But
love a found family. It's
yeah,
great.
I think at the end, he had a moment I really resonated with. Dell's character. Who is Dell? What's Dell's character's actual name? Like the character's name, but I'm assuming it's based on Dell Shores. Yeah.
It's Ty.
Ty. There we go. Um,
Oh my God.
what? He's straight.
This is what he looks like now.
I'm into it.
I feel like he might be straight.
He is straight. Did you not read about this? I read about this.
No.
They tried to get the guy who played tie on whatever theater run they did to come to the movie, but he couldn't. And so they casted a gay guy, which is not, or they casted a straight guy. And it's not my favorite when movies cast straight guys in gay roles if their sexuality is going to be like central to the film. Like
Yeah.
I always use like Bill Hader has played like 2 or 3 gay characters, and none of their storylines are about them being gay. So I don't really care. Like I would have loved to see someone gay in this, but I don't feel like the movie actually was like hurt from it a few times. But yeah, that guy's straight. And in
Right.
an interview, he was like, the scariest thing for me was like getting playing a gay guy wrong. And I think he did pretty good. There were a few times where I was like, oh,
Yeah.
he doesn't get this, but he's like saying the words.
But
But
I
I went
definitely
in
thought
knowing
he
he
was
was straight.
gay.
Yeah, so he did a good job. If he could fool you,
Also, when you go to images for him, it's just a bunch of purses. There's not a single photo of him. It's just a
maybe
bunch
he's
of
a purse
purses.
designer now, a
That's
straight
so
purse designer.
fascinating. Anyway, that's
I
blowing
know.
my mind.
Well, it's saying something if he can convince you, if he can pull the wool over your eyes, because you
Yeah, I
pulled the wool
know.
over your own eyes twice.
Hey now. Hey, we're back.
Hey, hold on.
We're back. Well, we should wrap this up, but
Buckle
I
up,
could talk
Buttercup. It's time to wrap this mother up.
I could fucking talk about this
I
movie
could.
all day. I feel like we definitely missed something, so
Oh,
you
we missed
know,
so much stuff. It is very okay. If you have not watched this movie, fuck you. Go watch the movie. But if you
yeah.
need more convincing, it is very Kath and Kim, but in like
American Southern.
Texas. Yeah, they're in
Yeah,
Texas. Yeah,
Texas, yeah.
it's very of that energy. It's shot very similarly. It's not like high production quality, but that's fine. Like they honestly, a lot of times it's like a camera on one area, and it's
Yeah.
like it's very much
It's
shot
a
like a
play.
staged play. Yeah,
Yeah.
like when they shoot plays on stage, it very much feels like that because we're not seeing anything crazy and big.
Right.
And the craziest shot we see is a baby on a street. Like there's a baby walking on the street, and that's really the only time where you see something where you're like that couldn't be in a play. But
Yeah,
other than that,
right.
everything feels like a play. Um, my takeaways, I loved it. I'm so glad you had me watch it. You're not the first person to tell me to watch it, but you're the first person to get me to watch it. So that works out well. Um, and fucking rest in peace, Leslie Jordan.
God,
God,
rest in peace. I love him so much.
God damn. Okay.
Anyway, guys, well, this
On
movie
that
had it
note,
all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we went on more of a roller coaster than we realize.
I do
In
too. I
discussing
think
this
we
movie.
went a lot of different places, and I hope you guys were holding on.
Yeah. Oh, are we
But-
doing marketable traits? Oh shit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So this one, again, this is an Instagram poll. We can always do like I was thinking we could do like a Google Forms link or something,
I
but
think an
that
Instagram poll is perfect.
that's fine. If you like, I'm sorry if we're gonna see your secret. Shout out to the one person who trusted us this time. They say my BSF is best friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My best friend is so good at everything. I love watching her fail. It makes me smile every time.
Can you relate?
Oh yeah. Maddie's so talented at everything. So I would say you surround yourself with successful people.
You run in circles that always push you to shoot higher.
Yes. You are not afraid to identify failure.
In fact, you're really good at identifying failure.
Yes. That I think is a really, you can leverage,
Mhm.
especially in these like new age things, where they're like,
Right.
what's a
You
weakness
can
of yours?
leverage
Yes,
that.
you can. That's a push, mama.
Yeah. Let's circle back.
Yeah. I think you also, if you can identify failures, that means you can also identify successes, which I think is a good balance. Because, if you know your best friend is good at everything, then
Yeah, I think so too.
Man.
And I think that it means you have a very honest dialogue with yourself.
yes.
You can recognize that you feel joy when someone else feels pain.
Mhm.
And that's not something a lot of us want to admit. I think a lot of us experience that, and not a lot of us want to admit that. So the fact that you can admit that makes you braver than like a whole lot of people. Oh my God. I almost
What?
knocked over my drink.
I mean, maybe sabotage your friend a little bit, see what happens. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And just be open about it. Be
Just
open
be
about
open
enjoying
about it.
failure. My best
I
friend's good at
think-
everything. And when she messes up, I go, that made me a little happy. that you just
I
messed
think
up.
you should be honest about it. I think
Yeah.
next time she messes up, I think you should say, "Hey, little bitch, you messed up." And that might help you process. Might
Oh
help you
God. Oh
process.
God. Did you see my face?
Yeah.
That was alarming.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We got emotional, we laughed, we cried, we yeah,
Cried even more.
cried a lot actually.
Anyway, yeah, thank you for tuning in. We had
Yeah.
a blast. If you want to give us recommendations, if you want to give us feedback, you can follow us on Instagram at Bimbo Book Club Pod or email us. I guess we'll check that. We haven't yet, but if you email us, I'll get notified. So send us an email at bimbobookclubpod@gmail.com. And other than that, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to hit that bell, be sure to hit the quan. I've been doing that at work again, by the way. I'm bringing back shirts like this. I'm bringing back this moment stylistically, and I'm bringing back hitting the quan. So, anyway,
Okay.
yeah, go in peace with that information.
Go in peace and peace be with you and with you.
And also with you.
And also with
can
you.
you see my pussy now?
Can you see my pussy now? Oh, I have to mention
Oh,
my beautiful, beautiful trans masc non-binary sexy ass fiance.
yes.
I almost said partner, but I can say fiance now.
Beyonce.
Wanted me to inform everyone that Can You See My Pussy Now is officially the trans mask mascot. The quote itself is for all the trans masks. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that.
And I'm going to leave you with no, but I would like to.
Can you see my pussy now? Bye.
Bye.
It does get better. It really does get better. Look at me. I've survived and I'm happy and you've made me happy. It really does get better. Y'all think I'm pretty? Still? Well, I guess you didn't think I was gonna make it, did you, Mama?